Good afternoon, everyone. This is Queenie Clem with Queenie's Book Talk and Reviews, and I am your literary ambassador. And today I have Renita Williams on my channel. Welcome, Renita. How are you?
I'm fine. How are you, Miss Queenie?
Fine. Now tell us about yourself.
I'm a romance author. So far I've wrote 2 books, A Heart Reserved for Love, and then the second is a nonfiction book, Fearless, Focused, and Determined on Purpose. My goals is to be not only a writer and author, but as well an inspirational speaker, because I've learned that so many of us living a life of survival try not to deal with our emotions. We feel like emotions stand in the way. We try to push them aside. And as a result, I think that it leads to more of us dealing with anxiety, because although we try to ignore the feelings when we're on our journey, the feelings still exist. So I feel that the sooner we deal with the feelings surrounding the things that we're going through, whether it's trauma, our goals, or whatever it is, I feel if we address the feelings, acknowledge that they exist, why they exist, I think that we'll be better able to show up and show out for ourselves. So I decided to write my book, Fearless, Focused, and Determined on Purpose, because I wanted to share my journey to overcoming the anxiety, but also I decided to find out what my life purpose was. I had been feeling stuck, unfulfilled, and I was just lost for a while, and I was just wondering, like, what was next for me? You know, I had experienced happiness in my relationship. I had experienced happiness in my health, my social life. I had not experienced it so much in my finances. So I felt like if it's humanly possible, it can happen for me, it can happen for you, it can happen for anyone else. So I decided that I needed to get all up in my own business to figure out what was going on and why I was not where I wanted to be. And in going through that, I was able to understand how I was standing in my own way, how I was standing in my way of success. And I was just so amazed that I chose to document the journey, because so many people may be in the space that I was. So many people may have overcome the space that I was. We're supposed to learn from each other, support each other, and encourage each other. And that's exactly what I want to do each and every day.
Okay. Now tell us about your books.
So my book, A Heart Reserved for Love, is a romance novel. I wanted to have 2 strong characters to overcome the chaos in their world, go through something drastic that many of us as human beings, we wouldn't want to go through. It's like, this is my worst nightmare come true, and then have them to survive it. Tracy, she wanted to have a family, but then she had some personal issues that would not allow her to bear her own children. So she had to deal with the mental issues around that, emotional issues around not being able to have her own children, and then finding a man that could love her enough and be okay with the fact that she could not do that, and still see her as his gift. You know, so in writing that novel, I was able to show those 2 characters, show true love prevailing over all the chaos. And that's pretty much what I want to do with all of my romance novels. I want the characters to go through it, but understand that they can survive through it as well and live a healthy, thriving life.
All right. Now tell us about Fearless, Focused, and Determined on Purpose.
So that one is my journey to self-discovery. I wanted to find my life purpose, and I was able to not only find my life purpose, but I was able to understand so many things that I had not been doing in my own personal life, things that I had been doing that were working for me. I was able to understand feelings that I had that I didn't even know I had regarding success that was holding me back. I was able to overcome the self-doubt, feeling that, I want to be a writer, but what makes you think you can be a writer? What makes you think that you can be a published author? And I was able to sort out my own mess to understand why I am capable of becoming an author, being the author that I am, but also understanding why it's necessary, not just something that I want to do, but it's actually necessary. So I was able to sort through my mess and gain the clarity and the confidence that I needed to take a chance on myself. And that's why I came up with the title, Fearless, Focused, and Determined on Purpose, because we have to have courage. And then once we get the courage, we have to be focused and we have to be determined to let nothing and no one stand in our way, even ourselves.
Okay, would you like to read a little snippet from your book?
Okay. So I'm just gonna start from the beginning. It's early morning, it's still dark outside, and I'm still tired, exhausted really. I open my eyes, wishing I didn't have to get up when an alarm goes off, but duty calls. I hit dismiss on my cell phone and get out of bed. I head for the bathroom and the best part of waking up, a hot shower. It gives me a boost of energy that helps me start my day with a smile from the inside. By day, I punch a clock. In the evening, I'm supposed to work on my dream to become a best-selling romance author. I decided on a writing schedule Monday through Thursday, 3 hours per day. My daily goal is the suggested word count set by NaNoWriMo of 1,667 words per day. I'm not sure if I reach that goal because I prefer to write longhand. Therefore, I give myself permission to write until I can no longer stay in my zone anymore. But right now, my mind isn't on writing. I have a one-track mind in the mornings. At this moment, I'm traveling to work. I prefer to get to work much earlier than my start time. The quiet allows me to mentally prepare for the task ahead and enjoy breakfast and a hot cup of tea. While on the ride to work, I'm usually scouring the internet, gathering information, or finding ways to utilize the knowledge I've obtained to help someone else. When I get 10 minutes away from my destination, I switch to the day's work. I always know what I need to do when I start and end my day. I like to be prepared and miss nothing, no matter the task. Things were going smoothly and according to plan, at least until about 11 years ago. Hi, my name is Renita Williams, and I am not where I want to be. This statement has been the reality of my life for the past 11 years. It's that reality that set things in motion. While I thought that I was taking steps to move forward, I was moving in place. While I thought I knew myself inside and out, I didn't know what mattered most, how to love myself enough. While I wanted the best for everyone else, I didn't understand what was best for me or even give myself permission to need or want it. I spent most of my life devouring information to obtain knowledge. It came in the form of reading. On any given day, I could be found in my bedroom reading a book at the end of the line in school so that I would take my time and read while walking. Reading for me was everything. It fed my curiosity to learn new things. It gave me hope. It gave me an escape from a boring day. It gave me confidence. I read everything: books, newspapers, magazines, flyers, medicine bottles, the toothpaste box, anything that had information. I've always wanted to know things for myself. I've always wanted to know how to get it right. I'm a firm believer that no matter what you do, you should always do your best. Doing well academically was important in our family. We were encouraged to go to school and get good grades. That was never a problem for me because I love to learn. School presented me with enough of a challenge and a sense of accomplishment to keep me hungry for more. In the beginning, I never questioned if I was on the right path in life. I was consistently learning from my mistakes and making a conscious effort to do better. To my understanding, I was headed in the right direction. My theory: go to school, get good grades, work a job, and poof, I would be living my best life by the time I was 30. In addition, I would have my dream house in a cozy and safe neighborhood. My parents would grow old and see me grow into a woman they could be proud of. I would take care of them because that's how it goes. I, they take care of you when you're young, then you grow up and return the favor. I would enjoy retirement at 50 along with beautiful stories to share with anyone who would listen. Instead, I floated through life doing what I thought was my best, consistently working, but who knows toward what. Consistently work. I became a mom at 16, giving myself the huge responsibility of trying to secure someone else's future before I could even take care of myself. Or better yet, get to know myself. Along the way, I got too many bumps and bruises riding the roller coaster ride called life. In my own words, I've been through hell and back on the face of this earth. I had plans, but life had other plans.
Oh, wow. Wow. Hold that thought.
Okay.
So your genre is romance?
Yes.
Okay. Who has influenced your life as an author?
Hmm?
Who has influenced your life as an author?
Oh, there's so many people. As a kid, I devoured everything. The Sweet Valley High twins,
Mm-hmm.
books by the author V.C. Andrews, the Nancy Drew mysteries. It's just so many. And then as I got older and I started to read romance, Nora Roberts, Brenda Jackson, it's a historical, it's just so many. Terry McMillan, Sister Soldier. It's just so many. It was like every time I would read one of their books, it's like, oh my goodness, I want to be just like them. And it was my goal. I had made up my mind by the age of 12 that I was going to be a published author. As I got older, then I narrowed it down to romance because I always want the happily ever after. I pretty much want everyone in the world to achieve happiness and success. But because I have no control over the world, writing my own stories allows me to create those worlds where it's actually coming together. And then I'm able to try to do work that, allows me to be a part of different changes that will lead to happiness and success. So I'm very excited about that.
Okay. Okay. How do you balance the act of writing with other priorities?
I tried to set a writing schedule. At first, I would just write whenever I felt like it. Just a few minutes, maybe an hour, whatever came, I would just do it. But then I decided to give myself a writing schedule so that I can make sure that I'm being productive and that I'm moving forward. So I decided that I would write Monday through Thursday when I got home from work, and I would give myself a 3-hour window to write and focus just on my writing. So that kind of helps. Then I know. And then I would try to give myself my weekends free. Since I work during the week, I decided to set my writing schedule the same way. I would write during the week and then give myself my weekends to kind of have a breather.
Oh, okay. What has been your greatest accomplishment thus far as an author?
Just actually not only writing, but publishing the book, because I had been writing for so many years and I had not finished anything. I had not published anything. I would just be writing and just, I kept writing, but I had not finished anything. So then I ended up getting laid off work in 2005. That was my first time being unemployed since I started working. That was it was just so new to me. And I sat back and I asked myself, what is it that you want to do? Not what you have to do to make money. What is it that you want to do? And it was always writing. And I'm like, oh my goodness, I put my writing on hold because I was so focused on being a provider for my family. So I said, now I'm going to sit down and I'm going to finish something. I've been writing all this time and I haven't finished anything. Now I'm going to force myself to get focused and finish it. So when I saw the actual story finished, and it was like, oh my goodness, like I have work that's finished. It was so amazing to me. And then when I hit submit to get it published, my finger was shaking. I was so nervous, like, oh my goodness, like this is it. I'm about to send my baby out here into the world. Like to be judged, everything. Like ain't no taking it back once it's out there. So I did it, and it was like, oh my goodness, like I really did it. And it was like, okay, like now what's next? So then when I held the physical copy, it was like, this is my book. What I've wanted to do since I was 12 years old. This is it. And I did it. And I'm like, oh my goodness. And I just wanted everybody to know, even then, you could do it too. You know, I'm a regular person just like you. I sat down and I wrote one word at a time, and I made up my mind that this is what I want. I'm not going to stop. I'm not going to stop. I didn't focus on the word count every day. All I did was focus on showing up and doing something. And when you focus on doing something, it eventually leads to something else. So I was just so thankful, and I just wanted everybody to know, even then.
What are your thoughts on reviews, whether they're good or bad?
Reviews are wonderful because reviews give you something to think about. You know, it allows you to know if you did enough, what more you can do. It can be encouraging. Okay, you know, somebody liked it. So if you feeling like, you know, dang, like what did I do? Like, you know, I shouldn't be doing this. And then you get that review with somebody that tells you, like, you know, I see that you just started this. I see where you're going with this. You know, you're on the right path. Then if you get someone who's telling you, well, you know, I didn't really like this, or I didn't understand this. And it's like, okay, you know, now I know I have something to work with for next time. Like, you know what I'm saying? I may not be able to change this, but, you know, I can do better, you know. So I think that reviews, regardless to good or bad, can only lead to growth.
Yes. Who is your favorite author and why?
I have to say, Sister Soldier. When I read Sister Soldier, when I read her novels, it was so, I felt like I was learning something that I can apply to real life.
Mm-hmm.
I felt like I was on a journey with the people in the novels, and then it was like the writing itself. It's like, this is excellent to me. You know, it's like, oh my goodness, like this is what I aspire to. You know, if I could just be half as good as this woman, you know. So I have to say that is Sister Soldier. I felt like she went above and beyond.
Yeah.
Her novels keep me engrossed from page one until the end.
Yeah.
And then Terry McMillan and Nora Roberts. It's like the three of them, they make me, I just admire them so much. It makes me want to sit down and keep writing stories that hold the reader's attention just like their novels did for me. When I'm reading their novels, it's like nothing else is going on in the world. I'm just here with it. And that's what I want for myself with the readers. I want them to get lost in my stories and feel like it's something that they can apply to real life, even though it's fiction, and still enjoy a good read.
What is your favorite marketing technique, and how do you get your books out to the readers?
I have to say social media. I've been using social media, and it's pretty much what I heard was good. So I decided to do it because technology allows us to reach our audience quickly, like within the snap of a finger. It's so fast, and I'm thankful for that. But I actually feel like it's a great thing that allows us to interact with them and get immediate feedback as well. So I have to say that social media is like great.
What has been a memorable moment for you in your career as a writer?
What has been a memorable moment? Just, I would say I had a book signing for both, and I just had so many people to approach me with the book, and it's like I read it from, you know, the front to the back already, and I was just so happy, and you know, I can't wait for the next book. And it was like, wow, like,
yeah,
somebody feels like that about what I've written. But then I allowed my son to go to school out of town, and he called me one day and he said, "Mom, did you write a book?" And I said, "Yes." He said, "What's the name of your book?" And I said, "A Heart Reserved for Love." The reason why he was calling me to ask me that was because his teacher had a copy of my book and didn't know that he was my son. So he was calling me to tell him, like, that's my mother. And it was like, oh my goodness. But the teacher was like, you know, she's a great first-time author, and, you know, I'm gonna follow her work because I feel like, you know, she did such a great job, especially with it being the first book. And I was like, wow, like, this is a person that does not know anything about me, came across my book and, you know, sees my potential. And I'm like, oh, that's a blessing. That's a blessing.
What are you currently reading now?
I was reading a book by Joyce Myers about the confident woman, because being a woman who struggled with putting myself out there, it was really a struggle, because I believe in my own potential, and I feel like I'm bringing something great to the table, but being able to get others to see what I see, you know, telling myself, it's like, oh, it's so intimidating. And reading the book, it was like, oh my goodness, like, she knows exactly what I feel. She knows what I'm talking about. Like, she knows. So yes, I'm reading Joyce Myers right now.
What do you want your readers to take away when they read Fearless?
Okay, when they read Fearless, Focused, and Determined on Purpose, I want every single person to go away feeling like whatever their dream is, that they can accomplish it, and that all they need to do is get started. It doesn't, it's not waiting on that magic moment. It's not waiting on that bunch of money. It's literally getting started one step at a time.
How can readers find you and your books?
RenitaWilliams.com.
Okay. Is there anything else you would like to add before we close?
I would like to thank you for this opportunity. I'm very happy to speak with you. I thank you so much for allowing me to get the word out there about myself and my books. And I just want everybody to know that if you are going through it, you can come through it strong, healthy, and just know that you can achieve what you put your mind to. You don't need permission except for your own.
Amen. Thank you for coming in today. I really appreciate it.
Thank you very much for having me.
All right. This is Queenie Clem with Queenie's Book Talk and Reviews. Happy reading. Bye, y'all.
Bye-bye.